is a fact. Now, to believe in even a mother, Adi Shakti, was impossible. Especially, you'll be amazed that Christian religion somehow or other avoided the mentioning of the mother. Then the Islam, that also avoided the mentioning of the mother. It's completely negation towards the mother. But only Indian philosophy had the mother, and the Indians are actually Shakti worshippers. So this is how it was kept up and brought to this position now, that people have got full idea as to mother principle that has worked out everything. On this mother principle in India, people are very sure that it's the mother who does everything. And thus we have in India many, we should say, many swambhus, means things that are created of the Mother Earth. For example, in Maharashtra, we have got Mahakali's place, Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, and also we have got a place for the Adi Shakti. Some people who have been to Nasik must have seen Chaturshringi. How many people have you been to Chaturshringi out of you? It's good. So, this Chaturshringi represents the Adi Shakti, which is the fourth dimension of this power, which gives you the ascent. And ultimately, through Mahalakshmi channel only you get your realization. All this is a process, all was created by the power of Adi Shakti. It's a tremendous task. The previous ones were not difficult, because there, for nature to create was very easy. The Mother Earth is one with the Adi Shakti. The whole atmosphere is one with the Adi Shakti. All the elements are one with the Adi Shakti. So she could create all that without any difficulties. But when human beings came, they got their freedom. That's the only, the species which fell into the maya of thinking and of having the ego in them. With this ego, maya worked on them, I should say, and they forgot about the principle that created this universe. They took it for granted. They felt that this is their own right, that they are there, this is their own achievement, and they are the owners of everything. This started working in their minds so much that they invaded other countries, they destroyed so many people, and they never felt bad about it. All their lives they have been thinking about aggressing others, controlling others, and doing all kinds of harmful things. But they never even thought or never did any introspection to see that what we are doing is very, very wrong and it should not be done. Because of the freedom they have, such a turmoil in this world, and the people who were in charge of affairs, they were very, very cruel and extremely had no feelings for the other people. And this happened so many times on this earth. Now, Sahaja Yoga has started. Once Sahaja Yoga has started, we have Sahaja Yogis who are now receiving the blessings of the Adi Shakti directly. But still, I must say, among Sahaja Yogis also, we don't have people whom I would call as very well mature. They are Sahaja Yogis, some of them are just because it's a fashion, maybe it should be better from their angle or from their selfish angle or whatever it is. It's a very wrong thing. If you are in Sahaja Yoga, you must know now you are responsible for the whole world. You are the only people who have come forward. You are the only people who have achieved something. And then at this juncture, you should behave in a manner that behoves a big saint or a realized soul. But sometimes you find them behaving in such a manner, it's shocking sometimes. They have no respect for themselves or for others, and their whole attitude is very funny. Some of them are money-oriented, some of them are power-oriented. And those who are power-oriented are more dangerous, I think, than money-oriented. Because those who are power-oriented try to bring such bad name to Sahaja. They are very insulting, dominating, and horrible people. Their whole attitude is to achieve power in Sahaja. And they try all tricks to achieve that power. But for some time, they look all right. After some time, we'll find they'll all disappear from the field of Sahaja.